Ari Simmons, 2015 senior national team member. Ari, last year you had the opportunity to fence at World Championships, right?
Yeah.
You were how old at the time? 17, 18?
18.
18. Describe that experience for us.
It was really overwhelming. I had fenced the entire season on the senior circuit, and it was a pretty good season. It could have been better. It obviously could have been much worse because seniors is really hard, but I made the second day quite a few times, which in épée is really not that common for young fencers to do. I made it 4 times, and at Senior Worlds I probably went in expecting to do pretty well, and compared to a lot of the World Cups that I fenced, I had a pretty easy pool, but there was a lot of mental pressure that I put on myself, and I freaked out and did not do so well. I barely made the cut, and then once you make the cut at those Senior World Cups or Senior Worlds, it gets pretty crazy in DEs, and I fenced a 2-time Olympian from China, Li Gouget, I think is his name, and it's disappointing. I maintained my cool for most of the bout, kept up with him, and then when the score got to be around 9 or 10, he broke away and won 15, 10, 11, or 12, but it was pretty decisive, like on his part. I was reacting the entire time, so it was a really interesting experience, much harder than I thought it would be.
You talked about the success you had, really kind of not unprecedented, but atypical success you had throughout the season leading up to Worlds.
Yeah, I think I was one of the younger people to do that well in the past for like the U.S. in senior men's épée, and it was a lot of like beginner's luck, hot-headedness, young excitement, and I was just really fresh, and I had a lot of lucky upsets, and I had a pretty good season and did really well domestically as well, and it was a good season.
So what changed then from kind of that mentality? You said hot-headedness, kind of stubbornness, maybe like, of course, just being young, to some degree, like naive, if you will.
Yeah.
What changed then going into Worlds where you said you experienced a little bit of kind of like, mental pressure that you placed on yourself?
The whole season I kind of didn't put any pressure on myself because I was a junior fencing up, and it was like, okay, well, I'm just doing this for experience anyways. And then when I went to Senior Worlds, I was like, okay, wow, this is real, like, this is World Championships, there were all these people there, it just seemed much more official, and it showed a lack of maturity, really, because like, if I had more experience, or if I was more mature, I would have just gone into it like any other tournament, whereas I looked around and I had these like big eyes and just freaked out, and it was I wouldn't say weakness, but it was a sign of immaturity, and I paid for it.